Ryan Mitchell checked his watch for the third time. It was 7:15. His blind date was now 15 minutes late. Perfect. If she finally arrived, he would talk politely for 5 minutes, then leave. That had become his routine. He was 34, a CEO, successful, respected and completely tired of blind dates arranged by people who didn't understand why he was still single. Every date felt the same: polished small talk, impressive accomplishments, no real connection. Tonight, he promised himself, would be the last one. The location was unusual. Instead of a fancy restaurant, he was standing at the entrance of a summer carnival, surrounded by the smell of fried dough and the sound of carousel music. He felt overdressed in his white shirt and black tie and was just about to leave when he heard laughter, bright and carefree, cutting through the noise. A woman hurried toward him. Her blonde hair was in a messy bun. She wore a yellow floral sundress and light blue cardigan, and she carried a huge ball of blue cotton candy. "I'm so sorry I'm late," she said, still catching her breath. "I saw the cotton candy and got too excited. I haven't had this in like 15 years. Do you know how long that is in cotton candy years? Basically forever." Ryan opened his mouth to give his usual polite excuse, but nothing came out. He was too busy watching her be genuinely delighted over cotton candy. "I'm Meredith," she said, shifting the cotton candy to shake his hand, "and I promise I can act like a normal adult sometimes, but carnivals turn me into a 7-year-old again." "Fair warning, Ryan," he said. "Right, you're the CEO, my friend Amy told me." Meredith grinned. "She also said you work too much and don't know how to have fun." "I hope that wasn't rude. I say things before I think. My filter is broken." Ryan found himself smiling, actually smiling. She held out the cotton candy. "Want some?" "It's too much for one person." He should have refused. He should have ended the date, but instead, he took a piece. It melted on his tongue like a forgotten childhood memory. "When's the last time you had cotton candy?" she asked. "I honestly don't remember." "That's tragic." "Okay, we're fixing that. Corn dogs, funnel cake, horrible cheese fries. It's the law. Carnivals require terrible food choices." A broken bar had dinner plans, Ryan tried weakly. "At a carnival?" She laughed. "Ryan, you're wearing a tie to a fair. You need help." "Luckily, I am excellent at not taking life too seriously." Before he could protest, she looped her arm through his and guided him toward the games. And somehow, he led her. They played every booth game: a ring toss, balloon darts, the impossible crooked basketball hoop. Meredith failed at every one but laughed the whole time. Ryan finally won her a small stuffed panda. "This is Gerald," she announced proudly. "He's going to sit on my couch and judge all my decisions." They ate greasy food and shared stories. She told him about being a translator and loving languages because each one expressed feelings differently. He told her things he hadn't told anyone on a first date: how he felt like he was always performing, always being CEO Ryan instead of just himself. "That sounds lonely," she said gently. "Connection happens when you stop performing. Right now your shirt is untucked and you have sugar on your tie, but you look happy. That's the real you." They rode the Ferris wheel at sunset. From the top, the world looked softer, calmer. Meredith pointed out the view and said sometimes you need to step back to see the beauty in everything. Hours later, standing where they'd first met, she asked, "So Broken Bar, did I stop you from leaving after 5 minutes?" "You did," he said. "Actually, a Broken Bar, I forgot to look at my watch." "Good," she smiled. "I had a really great time." They agreed to see each other again. They went on a second date, and a third, and by the 10th, Ryan knew he loved her. She didn't try to change him, she just reminded him that life was more than work. She made him laugh, she made him present. 1 year later, Ryan proposed on the same Ferris wheel. She said yes and then immediately asked for funnel cake. At their wedding, his best man joked about how Ryan had planned to leave after 5 minutes but ended up staying forever. When their children later asked how they met, Meredith always started with, "Well, I was late, holding cotton candy, and your father was wearing a tie to a carnival like a total weirdo." And Ryan always replied, "And your mother laughed, and I forgot to leave." Best decision I never made, because sometimes love doesn't appear the way we expect. Sometimes it walks in late, holding cotton candy, with no filter and a joy for life that changes everything. Sometimes all it takes is someone who is brave enough to be fully themselves and someone who finally decides to stop looking at their watch.